Hello all and welcome to Pro 68, where we feature quick videos on my personal firearms collection. Today we are looking at my entire current collection of Smith & Wesson 44 Magnums, primarily their Model 29s and a 629. Let's start with that. You know what? Perhaps I'll move the other ones out of frame and we can look at each one individually with a clearer backdrop that way. So we'll start with my 629. This is the first 44 Magnum I ever owned. I think at the time of this purchase, the only other guns I owned were, maybe a Beretta, maybe a Taurus. I had that Beretta clone. Really a good gun, but I did sell it off. But a couple other handguns, and then I decided I wanted my first revolver. So purchased at Cabela's. The one unique thing about this 629-6 is due to all the talk about the Hillary hole. I went in and I dremeled out the nub on the flag. So technically if I inserted the key, turned it, and this raised and it said safe or locked or whatever, it still functions. So there is no chance that that's going to ever be an issue for me. But let's take a good look at the 44 Magnum and the Smith & Wesson 629-6. Oh, one other feature. So anything you see is just going to be smudgy prints like that. So anyway, it's a shame the roll mark, how weak it is. Actually just kind of came off with some polishing. Obviously this was polished slightly. Cheesy roll mark right there. These are square butt grips that I filled with some, how did I do it? Originally I had tape in there and it worked just as well, but then somebody said to try to use expanding foam. No, I think it's just tape, whatever. But they fit in there with no play. And to me, they're a better purchase than the round butt grips. In no particular order, we will go to my 29-3 Silhouette. We'll take a look at that 4-position front sight. All you do is put your little set screws to where you want them, and obviously each set screw holds it up at a different position, and then you can turn this dial to the right setting and it drops to where you have it. 10 5/8 inch barrel on a Smith & Wesson 29-3. Nice deep logo. Again, any imperfections you're going to see in this one is going to be grease and fingerprints. 44 Magnum. That's a beaut. You'll see the bigger gap due to the fact that it's a 29-3. This is a 29-2. Here we have the second Model 29 I ever bought. And this is an 8-inch nickel gun. It is factory nickel. As we can see, we got the N. This is a 29-2, 8-inch nickel. Very nice shape on this one as well. Any imperfections? Smudgy prints. All right, 29-2, sight picture. Nice and long, very accurate, very fun gun to shoot. This one always gets people at the range inquiring about it. The recent pickup is a 29-3 4-inch. Would have loved to get a 29-2, but I saw this come up and no one was bidding on it. I'm like, what the heck? I'm looking at it, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like great condition. And this one truly is mint. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, it was $8.99. It wasn't a cheap gun, but some of these are going for $1,200, $1,300. The reason it didn't sell is because I had aftermarket stocks on it, and it so happens I have these. This set I had extra that I took off a 28 Highway Patrolman that I wanted to put the thinner ones on. Oh, I can't think of the name right now. Magnet grips. I wanted to put magnet grips on there with a Tyler. So I had this extra set of grips, so I'm like, I'm gonna grab that. And you know what? I'm happy I have it. It's a shooter, it works great. But I will be honest, it does have the notorious somewhat off barrel from center. I always felt, see how it lines up right here, and it's off there. One more little turn, like the smidgiest of smidgens, and it would be fine, but quite honestly, it does not affect its accuracy. Pushed on barrel. No pin, no recess, but still a great Model 29. And finally will be the first one I ever bought. And still my favorite. My 29-2. If I refer to them as 629s, I just think I might have. You know the difference between 29 and 629. So that's a 29-3. I think I misspoke. But this is my original one I ever bought. I bought it in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and we do say Lancaster versus Lancaster. I put out a feeler ad in my local gun forum saying, want to buy a 29-2, and believe it or not, somebody chimed in and had this one to go. And I got it for 900 bucks. Face to face. We did a transfer on it, so we do have to do that. But it is a 29-2, and so let's see, I don't want to really show my serial number any more than I need to. If it focuses, it's an S prefix. There it is. It's an S prefix, which makes it more desirable to some people. And it has Coke bottle grips. They are kind of faded, but I still feel the difference. I'm going to tell you, they do feel better. 29-2. Now, out of all my 29s, this one has the most wear marks with some missing bluing and just a couple freckles right here, but I can't feel them. I am watching them and keep this thing well oiled when stored to preserve it as long as possible. 620 or 20, maybe I am saying 2629, 29-2. Of course, all these guns have hammer mounted firing pins. All except the 629 have target triggers and target hammers. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to view my collection, and let me know which one's your favorite and what you think of them all. Thank you.